Let's have a look now at Workspace Settings. I'm going to go down to my Workspace switching here on the status bar, and I've got the Workspace Settings option there. Now you'll see there's the workspaces there. Now they're in a bit of a mishmash at the moment. I've got some 2D at the bottom and 2D at the top, 3D modeling in the middle there. AutoCAD Classic is also a 2D workspace. So let's have a look at Workspace Settings and how we can jiggle these around a little bit. Now we can move these around quite happily. My workspace at the moment is currently 2D drafting and annotation. If I click on the down arrow there, I can change that if I want to. Now let's have a look at moving these around. 2D drafting and annotation is the default, so we want that at the top. Then I think we ought to have AutoCAD Classic. We'll move that one up so it's underneath, and then SCB Classic 2D, we'll move that up as well because they're 2D workspaces. Then we've got 3D modeling, then we've got initial setup workspace. Now we can add separators here, which means that we can distinguish between the groups of workspaces. Now before we do that, let's just OK that, and then I'll go back down here to the status bar now. If I click here, my list has changed, as you can see. 2D drafting and annotation, AutoCAD Classic. They're in the list that I've set. There's a separator there between initial setup workspace and save current as. So if I go to Workspace Settings now, I'm going to add a separator above 3D modeling like that. I'm also going to go to initial setup workspace and add a separator there as well. Once I OK that, and then come back down here, like so, and click, look how much easier it is to understand. Can you see there? Look, those are my 2D ones. There's my 3D modeling. There's my initial setup workspace. It just stands out that little bit more with the separators there. So when I go to AutoCAD Classic, for example, or let's go to my SCB Classic 2D. We'll go to that one now. When I click on the list here, again, look, I get the separators even though I'm in a classic AutoCAD workspace. So the separators appear in either type of workspace. So I'll go back now to my 2D drafting and annotation. And as you can see, that comes back there. Go to workspace switching there, and I've still got the separators there. So those separators are extremely useful. As you can see, they distinguish your workspaces. Once you've created a new workspace for yourself, you can place separators between the workspaces, and the workspace settings, you can move them up and down. So the workspaces can be in a correct order rather than a bit of a mishmash like they were before we went into Workspace Settings.